Aquaman 2 producer explains why fan campaign to fire Amber Heard was rejected. Fan campaign? No, you didn't. Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signore, and those new to my channel, you may not know, but I have dug deep into this Justice for Johnny Depp story. Now, I'm not some Johnny Depp stan. I'm not just some dude who's out there bashing a woman who's made allegations. No, I've dug deep into this case. And what's happened to Johnny Depp is a travesty. It is not right. This woman is a liar. She has perjured herself. She has been caught numerous times. And she's the one who has actually done the actions that she's accusing him of. I've done the homework. I've read the legal documents. A lot of people want to write us off in this campaign as fans out there trying to cancel Amber. That's not what this is about. This is about justice. This is about the truth. And if you don't know about this case, then don't make a judgment call. And that's what I really get upset about. So many people come into this story and just shrug it off like it's no big deal, or shrug it off like, oh, these are just crazy Johnny stans. No, that's not the case. It's not the case at all. It's about the truth. It's about getting the truth out. And it's about justice for a guy who I firmly believe has just gotten railroaded by the system, by a woman who has been protected by the industry, and some seriously, it is sketchy, the amount of stuff that has been out there to protect this woman. This woman, I can't even say her name. I already done it. I guess I'm going to roll the dice on YouTube that this video even gets shared by you guys, because that's the reality check. When we try to report the facts in the story, we are hindered by these platforms. They do not want us to tell the truth about this woman. And she's literally, I know it sounds conspiracy theory to some, she's literally friends with folks like Elon Musk and these high up Silicon Valley people, and somehow she's protected. It's been proven to me. She shut down my channel, guys. It's like there's so much drama and craziness behind this woman. I'm sorry. You all got to do a little bit more homework before judging any of this. And I got to specifically aim my ire over to producer Peter Safran, who's dismissing the social media drive to remove her. You got to do what's best for the movie. Oh, dude, Peter, why did you step in this? We're already mad. We're already ignoring this movie. And now you're going to come off and just try to shrug us all off as just crazy stans who are trying to cancel her? Oh, that is just awful what you just did. You have no idea what you're talking about. Clearly no idea. And you should be embarrassed of yourself. Now, before I even break down this article and more of my thoughts, I got to always do this. I got to put out a disclaimer. Human reviewers, I got to do this every time I speak about Miss Heard. I'm not going to do anything against my guidelines here. I'm not going to defame, do anything that's not accurate or true or based on facts. I'm just reporting on the facts, and I'm going to avoid all keywords and topics that I'm not supposed to mention, even though you guys say we're supposed to be able to do and be limited less. But whenever we talk about some of these subject matters, just the subject matter alone, we are deemed limited, and we're held. The video is absolutely held back. No matter, unless someone on social shares it immensely widely, even beyond the algorithm, that's what ends up happening. So these videos I do on this Justice for Johnny Depp story traditionally do terribly, and they've started to do even worse because you can just tell there are people out there trying to hold this story out. So YouTube humor, please let this video go. In fact, I always do this test. Do you see ads in my videos? Did you see one there? At any point, let me know, because it's sort of one helps me know if the platform here is supporting me, and also if this video is getting a wider release. So I appreciate you guys for watching the ads, checking them out, all that jazz. All right, so let's get to this story. If you guys are unfamiliar with the whole Justice for Johnny Depp story, I got a whole playlist you can go check out, and you can start to do the research. And I hope it inspires you to go do your own digging, read papers, whatever. But I've got a lot of videos up there that can sum up a lot of the reasons why I've come to the decision I've come to. So I hope you'll go check that out, the playlist up there. I'll put the playlist at the end of this video as well. Listen to the tapes. Listen to the tapes, start there, and then start doing more homework. All right, but let's see what the Hollywood Reporter here has said about this case here. So Peter Safran has been caught in a quote, and it's all over the trades today. And they asked her if this sort of social media campaign of the lobbying, intense lobbying, was going to potentially remove her from the film. And here's what he said to Deadline's Hero Nation podcast. I don't think we're ever going to react to, honestly, pure fan pressure. You got to do what's best for the movie. We felt that if it's director James Wan and star Jason Momoa, it should be Amber Heard. That's really what it was. Saffron continued, one is not unaware of what is going on in the Twitterverse, but that doesn't mean you have to react to it or take it as a gospel or accede to their wishes. You have to do what's right for the film, and that's really where we landed on it. Now, here's where my frustrations come, because the reality is, if I step back from this, he's right. I don't always agree with these campaigns, these mob mentality on social media, people coming in and saying, do this, do this, do this, do this. I don't think that's the right thing. Sometimes fans speak up and sometimes they get rewarded. The Snyder Cut is an example of that. And there were a lot of good people in that fandom that helped and wanted to get that movie released. There were a lot of bad ones too, and they never accepted the win. They always then wanted more and more, and then attack people for why didn't we get this sooner? There was never a way to please these people. Once you give the mouse a cookie, they want a glass of milk, is what the really best analogy is. And when you agree to a mob, a power-hungry social media mob, often then they want to get more. Instead of just saying, wow, we did it, thanks so much, all right, have a good day, everybody. No, it's not what happens. So, look, I understand, perhaps, trying to give the benefit of the doubt here, but it's hard, Peter. It's very hard. Perhaps that's what you were trying to speak more broadly, and I understand that. But Peter, yes, there's a change.org petition. Yes, there was stuff, attempts to remove her, but you got to break down the why. The why is crucial here. This wasn't just a cancel culture movement. This wasn't just some, we got to, no, this is about hypocrisy. Warner Brothers, the studio you work for, removed Johnny Depp from Fantastic Beasts 3. Why? Because he lost a lawsuit. Well, that lawsuit was very crooked, and that lawsuit really didn't prove anything. It was just about defamation. It wasn't about what actually happened. The judge went above and beyond to choose Amber's testimony over Johnny's, and anybody who actually does spend an hour of research on that case, and you'll start to see the problems with that case and how Justice Nichols is an awful, awful biased judge who has family members working for said newspaper. So many conflicts of interest. In fact, he has just retired, so he's just stepping out as to avoid all the heat that might be coming as Johnny's case in Virginia is coming up next year. But so much was ignored. Evidence, police officer testimony was shrugged out the window. It has since been proven that a lot of the stuff that was testimonied by Miss Heard on the case was false. They've proven this through footage that they weren't able to get in time. There's so much injustice that happened to this man, and he was removed from your studio's film in mid-shooting when the own co-stars of the film, Jude Law, etc., had said, yeah, it was really, really weird that happened. No one called for his removal. You just did it. That's why we're reacting. That's why I'm reacting. I do not support cancel culture. You got to do something really terrible and to get the count. I feel like to then warrant accountability and consequences for the actions of doing something that's provable. But social media mobs should not dictate what happens. That's not what happened here, Peter. And for you to just completely dismiss the movement of what's happening, of what the Justice for Johnny Depp movement is you ignoring the facts. And that's the reality here. Because we are not stands out there just trying to make a lot of noise to remove her. No, an injustice happened. An injustice happened where she is a proven, perjured liar who has done terrible things to this man and has been caught. And yet, you only removed him. Look, you shouldn't have removed either of them, in my opinion. And that might be unpopular in the Justice for Johnny camp, but I'm of that school. I would not be here faulting Miss Heard and saying get her out of there in that way if they hadn't done it to Johnny. But they did. So you can't have it both ways. Because this, as even Hollywood Reporter, the rag at the Hollywood Reporter, at least does a semi-fair job in trying to at least get it all out there as you read this article. And they divorced, and they both lobbied allegations against each other. Then he sued the tabloid, claiming, I can't say these words. An audio recording was introduced at the tribal while Heard admitted doing it to him, but the court ultimately rejected that, and a motion to appeal was refused. Those are the facts, sadly. I have found that the great majority of these by her have been proved to the civil standard. It's the other thing you got to really break down. I've brought in lawyers to actually explain what it is. It was actually a very hard case for Johnny to prove because they just needed like 0.5% to go above the he said, she said. And ultimately, the judge just believed the woman. And the reality is he ignored all of the other testimony and things that he was able to bring to prove that she had lied multiple times. And even the judge sort of was like, yeah, but I don't care. It was amazing. It was just unbelievable, his verdicts. After the trial verdict, Warner Brothers released Depp from the upcoming Fantastic Beasts sequel. Actor Mads Mikkelsen took over the role. Even Mads Mikkelsen has stepped forward, sort of frustrated and trying to explain, like, yeah, I wish I could have talked to him, but look, a job's a job. I'm a big fan. I'm going to try and make it my own. Then last November, Heard described the protests in the interview with EW as paid rumors and paid campaigns on social media that don't dictate casting decisions because they have no basis in reality. Now that's where the article and everybody else loses me. So you're letting her say this. She gets a quote in, but Johnny doesn't. Cool. So she gets to get a quote in the Hollywood Reporter, and then this Peter Safran gets to just let her say, yeah, it's all fiction. It's all, no basis in reality. Only the fans that made Aquaman Hour 2 happen. I'm excited to get started. Yeah, they don't dictate the casting decisions. Blah, 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 blah. Well, what about your actions, Amber? What about your actions? Are you ever going to take accountability for them? You ever going to take accountability for the multiple perjuries you've done? Not only just in this case, how about in Australia? Dude, you have done despicable things. I mean, guys, this is a woman. For those of you who don't know, there's so much to go back. But this is a woman who promised to give $7 million to charity, to children's hospitals charities, and then went out on a press tour to take credit. Oh, it's not about the money for me. Oh, yes, I gave all this money to that and the ACLU. And then it proves, then as we do this is all proven, guys. This isn't conjecture. She didn't pay the money. She then later, her attorneys had to confirm that and say, well, it's because she got sued. No. She had the money for a full year. This was settlement money from their divorce that she was obligated to give to these charities and didn't, because she held on to it and was using it to just cash in. And then a year later, it was like, oh, well, he's suing me, so I have to use this charity money to protect myself. Huh? That wasn't what the settlement said. You had plenty of time to pay it off before he got sued. Add to that, the ACLU, who she's supposed to give this money to, has been covering for her. They've been covering for her and pretending that she gave a donation. And then they justified an Elon Musk donation and tried to like, well, this one's yours, right? We'll just count this towards what you owed us. She's like, yeah, that sounds good. Add to that, the ACLU is now, we've discovered, is the one who planted the article that went into the Sun. Guys, this whole case is so shady and despicable. This woman is despicable, Peter. This woman that you've kept on your movie. And it's not a fan. We aren't just some fan. What did you call us? This is dismissed our social media fan campaign. No. You are employing an abuser. You are employing a woman who is a liar, who has perjured herself. And if you are going to be fair, then the studio needs to hold her to the same accountability that they held Mr. Depp. That's what this is about. This isn't cancel culture. This isn't anything else. You are a hypocrite, sir. And for you to not only employ her, but let her then come and dismiss this whole thing like she did no wrong. You're like, well, it's about the movie. This is what's best for the movie. F your movie then, I say. I want nothing to do with this movie at this point, if that's how you're going to treat this. Because, look, you can make your decision, but then don't come and mock and dismiss us at the same time. That is awful what you're doing. Don't you dare stick your foot in this and then not make an opinion on it, because you're just playing like, oh, there's no drama here. These are just a bunch of idiots. Yeah, there's a bunch of... Amber told us they're a bunch of robots. I'm not a robot, sir. I'm not a robot. Unless someone programmed me to be a robot. Guys, this is awful. But we got to try to laugh and smile, because it's so frustrating, the battle he's up against. It's so frustrating. And I wouldn't do this if I didn't do my due diligence and really go in to learn who this woman is. Go learn more about this woman. And I implore you, Peter, stop talking about it if you're not going to actually... If you want to come out and then defend her and say that Johnny's a liar, then fine. I want to hear you do that, because you're kind of doing it without doing it, right? And that's just... that just makes me so mad. You got to pick a side in this one. You do. People, and that's the problem with this. A lot of people don't want to get involved because they don't want to do the homework and they don't want to pick a side. Look, I can't get mad or judge you. It is what it is. I've chosen to pick a side on this, and I hope anybody else who's going to make a comment on this does the homework before saying any comments. Otherwise, just step away. That's the best advice I can give any of this. So guys, look, I'm going to keep you posted on this story, but I had to rant about this. And for those of you who don't know, please, if you're like, just, but Andy, but go do some work. Go do some homework. Again, I'll put the playlist here at the end of this video. Before I do that, though, if you haven't already hit the subscribe button, you like this sort of stuff, please do hit the bell. So many of you have been subscribing. Thank you so much. Hit the like button and leave a comment down there. I hope you'll give my other videos here a shot. I know a lot of Britney people have been coming in and Justice for Johnny Depp people, but if you can even give my other Hollywood movie stuff some shots, all the videos need to do well in the algorithm to let it all lift up. So we're building an amazing community here. I'm so grateful for all of you here. Always open to hear some other sides. But in this one, good luck, because I've read the facts on this one. So hopefully you can join this community. Join us on our live streams. We're live every Tuesday and Thursday. And again, if you want to get updated on what the Justice for Johnny Depp campaign is all about, hit that playlist on the left, or just click the video on the right. See where that one takes you if you already know what Johnny's up to. Thanks for your support, everybody.